What's up everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the trailer for the new movie Many Saints of Newark, which is about Tony Soprano when he was a kid. And this looks really awesome. You know, as a prequel, I think it's going to be great actually. It has some really awesome actors. James Gandolfini's son is starring as him, which is really cool because he's his father's son. He looks like his dad, and I guess he actually never watched The Sopranos until he was getting ready for this movie. So that's kind of cool. He seems to be taking everything very seriously. It has Ray Liotta, which is an awesome actor. He does a lot of good, mobster movies. I think he was in Casino, and I know he was in Goodfellas. And interestingly enough, in this trailer, there's a portion of him laughing, like that meme. And I've already done this video, so if this is a little chopped up, I apologize for that. I did the whole video only to find out that my audio does not record when I play a video on the computer for whatever reason. So I'm trying to figure that out. So I have a gimmicky little setup here that I'm going to do to try to play the trailer for you, and we'll see how it goes. I think it'll sound okay. It's not going to sound great, but you can watch the trailer yourself if you want to. All right, so let's take a look at this article and see what we got here. Many Saints of Newark trailer offers glimpse into the Sopranos prequel. Those who want respect give respect, and those who want to see Tony Soprano again now can with the release of a new trailer for The Many Saints of Newark. The film, a prequel to the HBO series The Sopranos, focuses on teenage Tony, played by Michael Gandolfini, the son of late Sopranos star James Gandolfini, who died in 2013. The trailer, which dropped on Tuesday, this article is I think 1 day old, spotlights the young Tony and his relationship with Dicky Moltisanti, Alessandro Nivola, the father of Christopher Moltisanti, who was played by Michael Imperioli in the series. One thing that I really liked about The Sopranos was I thought they did a really good job of giving like a well-rounded portrait of the individual characters. Like every character had their own, I guess you could say, quote-unquote, virtues and their own good things about them, even though they were more coalesced in the dark side of things. But they were villains and they were evil people in many respects, but you still saw them from their perspective. It was just interesting. A lot of times in movies and TV shows and certain anime, the villain is just a villain for the sake of the story. But these characters, I just find it a lot more interesting when they're able to present themselves in a relatable way. Even if you think that their actions are despicable and you find them to be inherently wrong, you can still almost kind of understand, their perspective of things. And I just find that to be a more interesting commentary on these individuals and their lifestyles. And I thought it was really interesting too that Tony went to the psychiatrist or psychologist, I forget what she was, and I just thought that was an interesting dynamic between them and how the wide variety of things that they talked about. And it's just not something you would think about, especially in '99. I think that's when The Sopranos came out, of like a mob boss going to see a psychiatrist. So I just thought that was a really cool dynamic that they had. The trailer, which dropped on Tuesday, I just remember that. The young Tony's relationship with blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, and I thought Christopher Moltisanti, I thought he did it, Michael Imperioli, I thought he did a really good job in that show as well. And his character was, did a lot of despicable things, but I just felt like he was conflicted with the decisions that he made, and he felt bad about them, yet he still did them. So I just thought that was an interesting character portrayal on his part, for sure. The Many Saints of Newark, which recently saw its release date pushed back 1 week, is written by the show's original creator, David Chase, which I think is awesome. I thought David Chase did a great job with The Sopranos. I thought the show was really well written. At times, I felt like I was watching a documentary. It just seemed like it was just so immersive, just so engrossing that you could just lose yourself in the characters and just be like a part of the world, which I think is the sign of a great show when it has the ability to provide you with all that additional immersion. I think that's one reason why D&D is so much fun at tabletop. It's the immersion factor that you can get into. The Many Saints of New York, I just said, David Chase, and Lawrence Connor, and directed by Sopranos veteran Alan Taylor. I don't really remember Alan Taylor. I can't remember if he was an actor in this series or if he actually directed specific episodes, which he probably did. I do remember Steve Buscemi directing a really good episode in The Sopranos. I'm pretty sure he directed the episode where there's like the forest, like the pine tars. I think that's what it's called. I thought that was really cool. The film is set around the time of the 1967 Newark riots, during which rival gangsters challenged the powerful DeMeo crime family's hold over the territory. The cast also includes Leslie Odom Jr., John Berthal, Corey Stoll, Billy Magnuson, Michael DeRosie, John Magaro, Ray Liotta, and Vera Farmiga. Michael Gandolfini, 22, famously never even watched his dad's legendary show, until he was fittingly cast in this prequel. And he actually looks like a young James Gandolfini, which would make sense since he is his kid. So I think this is awesome. And from the little bit that I've seen of the trailer, he seems to be able to act fairly good. All right, so I think the rest of this is just documenting the trailer itself. So I'm going to skip past that. Then I will play the trailer and comment on it a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, The Sopranos debuted in 1999 on HBO and ran for 6 seasons before concluding with an infamous cut to black. Yeah, that was like the main reason I never got into it, because I heard so many negative things about the ending. And that just goes to show, don't listen to what people say, listen to what they say with a grain of salt, and then look into things for yourself. Personal investigation of the truth is a key virtue, and I think everyone should pursue that. And it's going to be released in theaters on October 1st and on HBO Max for the month of October. All right, so let's go ahead and get this ready to try this out here. All right, so this is my state-of-the-art audio system. For whatever reason, it's not entirely working, so we're going to try this here. So don't worry about this necessarily, and just enjoy the trailer.
When I was a kid, guys like me were brought up to follow codes.
Hey, jerk off. What'd you say? What?
Antonio Soprano.
I wonder if I can talk to you alone for a moment, Mrs. Soprano. On the basis of the Sanford Binet, he's high IQ.
You can't prove it by me. He's got a D+ average.
Well, he doesn't apply himself, but he is smart. The results tell us. He's a leader.
Ankle dick.
I will need to double check this, but is the woman that's playing his mom the same woman that played his wife in the show? She looks really, really similar to her. I could be wrong.
Growing up with the family takes a toll. You're my nephew. I want to do whatever I can to help you. My gift to you.
I want to go to college. I can't get caught with shit like this.
You take the speakers, right? At the same time, you say to yourself, "This is the last time I'm ever gonna steal something." It's that simple.
One thing that I'm really noticing about this trailer is like, well, obviously the production value is pretty good, and the way the trailer is put together, I find to be pretty good as well. But because a lot of times when you're watching trailers, they're either showing you like everything that the movie is about, like you see all the great plot points or whatever, like right in the trailer. There's a lot of spoilers. But with this, it just doesn't really seem that way. It just seems it's kind of telling you the tone and the ascension of Tony and like why he became who he became as a young man. So far, I think that's pretty good. And the acting seems to be on point. How do you like my state-of-the-art system here? This is pretty good, right? Remember, progressing day by day here on the Catawin Show.
Let me go talk to him.
He only listens to Dickie.
Gotta do something about Dickie Malasani.
Maybe some of the things you do aren't God's favorite.
You lead by example. We'll make the right decision. This kid's got what it takes.
right, so there you have it for that trailer. So what do you all think? I think it's gonna be pretty good. I'm gonna have to see that. I'm a big Sopranos fan. Thought it was an excellent show. I think it's probably in my top 5 for one of the best shows, up there with Breaking Bad. And I don't say that very lightly. I thought Breaking Bad was probably, I would say, the best show that I had seen up to that point. I can't think of anything that replaced it. Yeah, no. Like, maybe Sopranos would give it a good run for its money. So what do you think? Are you looking forward to it? Are you going to go see it on opening day, or are you going to just watch it at home on HBO Max? Or so whatever, let me know. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, just so you know. It might sound that way, me saying HBO Max. But yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm going to go check it out, and I wonder if they're actually going to turn it to another TV show, because I think that could be something very good for HBO. But, well, thanks for checking this video out. Once again, you can find me on BitChute, YouTube, Rumble, and Odyssey. And if you feel like it, please subscribe. I just talk about random stuff that I think is cool. And I really appreciate you checking this out. So until next time, take care.